All right, so I'm going to start this inspection of the inside. I'm going to make several different videos. One will be interior, one will be exterior, one will be under the house, and one will be anything that I need to point out when I do the sewer camera. And so this has got a good gas shut off here. It looks like it's been updated. This is for the dryer side of things. On the washer side of things, this one turns, but not very easy. I don't see anything leaking from it or anything like that. This one's just ceased. It won't move. And so this is something that'll definitely need to be addressed. I'm gonna take a snapshot of these problems as I go through the inspection. And so this is one of the areas. Just gonna point at this guy. Be a good idea to update both of them because they look the same age, but just pointing out what's problematic at this time. And so now I'm gonna bring you over to the kitchen. So here's the kitchen sink area. I got this running, so we're gonna see how it drains. I just wanna make sure nothing's overflowing into here and that the dishwasher is working properly. The kitchen faucet itself is really loose, and it looks like whoever put this, I don't know why they would have put this guy on this style sink. These have the options of just being single mount, and then you don't have this thing that you need to put all crooked and overlapping here. But as for the faucet itself, it's functioning. I didn't see any leaks on it anywhere. Underneath the sink, this shut off when you go to use it. Let me get a better angle of it. It starts to drip, and so that's not normal. I'm going to leave it back in the on position where it's not dripping, but you should be able to function these things without them leaking. Let me get another snapshot of this. As for this side's working just fine, and looks like it's been updated to a quarter turn shut off. Works all smooth. Didn't see any problems here. I drained the kitchen sink a whole bunch. I didn't see any leaks at this moment. Anything could always be plumbed a little bit better, but like I said, nothing's leaking. I don't like how that guy's a little bit crooked, but again, it's not leaking, but it could be done in a better fashion. All right. So that sums up the kitchen area. Let me get a shot of this faucet. All right, I'm gonna bring you over. I'm starting on the left side of the house when facing and then working my way to the right. So we're just gonna go through everything on the inside. This is the range, it's gas powered, and they do have an accessible shut off that looks like it was updated at one point under here. So I see no issues with this part. All right, this is the water heater area. So this guy looks like it's had a slow leak. I'm not even gonna try to function it because I'm afraid that it'll just start to leak and then not stop. But when it has a really slow leak, it'll calcify like this and then seal itself back up over time. But I'd recommend updating this shutoff. They do have everything bonded, but here it looks like they used a galvanized bonding clamp. You're not supposed to put galvanized directly on copper. It should be brass like that guy. So maybe they didn't have enough of these. They used galvanized here too, but that doesn't matter because it's on galvanized pipe. But right here, you don't want to leave galvanized touching copper because over time it could create electrolysis, which will cause, I don't think it's the cause of this, but it looks similar to that, and it makes things leak, but who knows? It is in close proximity to that. So we back up on the heater. The heater's from 2013. From what I could tell, it's working, but it's pretty old. Average life expectancy of the heater is about 8 to 12 years. So you see here, it was made in 2013. This is something that even though it's not leaking or bad, it's something that you'll have to address eventually. This shutoff is working, and I checked it, it's not leaking, but this older style shutoff, they go all the way through on the bottom to like a different little nut here. See where there's like a hole? And they have the tendency to fail sooner than the more updated shutoffs. And so this is something that you probably want to swap out just for not have to worry about a gas leak. There is a pan on the heater. It's in the middle of the house, but this right here where they ran the TMV kind of defeats the purpose of the pan because they did a hole straight through it. So if this water heater does leak, it's going to go down into there. And when I go under the house, I'll see if this is being fed by a PVC tube, you know, or something that the pan's draining to. Even if it is, it's still not right because the TMP lines need to be a type of material that needs to be rated for hot water, which this one is. It's CPVC, but if that's regular PVC under there, then it would need to adjust this TMP so that it runs outside independently of that pan line. And then back up on the heater, it doesn't have a drip leg for it. They're supposed to have that. It's strapped here. Maybe not the best type of strapping, but it's strapped and secured in the corner, so I'm not too worried about nitpicking that. And then that's what you're looking at the heater. You could tell that they've updated the supply lines recently, or maybe not recently, but they're newer than the heater is, if I'm willing to take a guess. They're all nice and shiny new. Everything else isn't. All right, so I'm gonna bring you to the next area. So this is the front bathroom closest to the door. This guy's not working, so it doesn't plug the tub. And so I wasn't able to fill this tub all the way to test it. Up here, when you switch it to shower, it's leaking from the shower head connection. It also has this hose clamp on the line, which I am not sure why it's here. It just seems like it's put on there for no particular reason. So I don't know if maybe they had one of them shower hanger shelf things and they put this there just so it could be there and not slide forward, would be my only guess. But I looked at it pretty good and it doesn't look like it's concealing any leaks or anything like that. Shot of that shower head. All right, and then this is the bathroom faucet. Nothing's leaking under here, and these shutoffs have been updated. They are quarter turn shutoffs. This one's not so bad, but this one on the left is really hard to turn. I could get it to turn, but I have to use a lot of strength to get it in the full off position. And so that's not going to be something that's convenient for a customer when they're trying to shut off the water when they need to. Quick shot of these. This seems to be draining fine. It seems a little slow, but I think it's just where this thing's set. And how the faucet is it doesn't let it push down to push that up more. And so it could possibly be adjusted, but it's a minor issue in my opinion. All right, so this is the bathroom located behind the water heater closet. One of the odd things I forgot to mention about that front bathroom is it doesn't have a toilet in it, only a sink and a shower. And so this guy, it's all running fine in the shower. I got the tub filled up for test when I go into the house so I can make sure that nothing's leaking out. Everything's functioning fine on there. Turn this guy off. This drain plug's obviously working because I got the tub filled up. Bathroom sink seems to be working fine here. I didn't catch any leaks under here. This does have really old shutoffs. These ones are also seized. This one moves. It moves, but you shouldn't really have to struggle that much with the shutoff. This side, it won't budge. Get a shot of this. This toilet is a good toilet. Toto is a good brand. Only problem with it is it's leaking when you flush it. And so usually I'd just say replace the toilet, but this is a Toto toilet. So this is a pretty good brand. I would say just replace the tank to bowl gasket and rebuild the toilet. That way we could solve that leak and then everything will function good on it. It's got a quarter turn shut off down here that works good. And so other than that leak, I wouldn't worry about anything on this. Everything's all functioning, but take this tank off, fix all that stuff underneath, and then it won't leak anymore. Again, I'm only recommending that because it's a good toilet. It's not a cheap one. All right, and then I'm gonna bring you back to the master bedroom. All right, so this is the master bathroom. Everything seems to be functioning on that faucet. I didn't catch any leaks on the drain. It is done a little bit funky down here. I don't like that last 90. They could have did it a little bit different, but it's better this way than it going up. If it was going up, then I would deem it an issue because it's messing with how the pre-trap should function, but it's going down. These shutoffs have been replaced. These are quarter turn shutoffs. They work nice and smooth. This one here is pretty ugly, so I don't know if there was a leak before that it corroded this, or what's going on with it. Could even have been something that had like moisture underneath this sink, which caused humidity and caused it to crust up like this, but I don't see any leaks on it. So I can't say that it's not working, and it's actually smoother to turn than some of the other shutoffs that I've seen in the house. And then this is the toilet over here. It's also a Toto toilet. This one's functioning fine with no leaks. I didn't see any leaks on the shower. We'll be able to see the bottom half once I crawl the house. But everything seemed to be functioning fine in this. Other than that getting in the way of the shower, but that thing's detachable, so you could get rid of this guy. It's just suction cup to the wall. And so that completes everything that I noticed on the interior of the house. I'm going to make separate videos for the underneath inspection, the outside inspection, and for anything that I notice with the sewer camera, so they'll all be labeled.